Welcome to our fourth episode of the Chaplain with Teachers in Cars Getting Coffee. Exciting guest today. Looking forward to hearing a little bit more about isolation, coming out of isolation, and life and faith.
Hello.
Welcome.
How are you going?
Hey, Mrs. Gardner, welcome to the car.
Oh, thanks. Safety first.
Safety first. Yeah, great to have you here. Fourth
Thanks.
guest.
Good to be here. Pumped.
And we're going to go grab a coffee and have a chat.
Sounds great.
These are crazy times. Although, just because we're isolating doesn't mean we need to miss out on Chapel. So I'm bringing Chapel to you. Each week I'll go for a drive with a staff member. We'll talk life, faith, social isolation, and everything in between. Welcome to Chaplain with Teachers in Cars Getting Coffee.
Now we're into our third week back for school, and
Yes.
some students, our year 12s, are back, and a few middle schoolers are coming back through the week. But it has been a long time of isolation.
It sure has.
One of my favourite questions is a positive one, which is what's been one of the unexpected blessings for you in isolation?
Yeah, it's a great question. I actually think there's been many things, which has been really great. So one thing in particular, I've felt really lucky to be able to just pause, to kind of press pause and slow down on things, because I feel like we just move at such a frantic pace, and so being able to not have to worry about all those things and just be able to focus on being present and enjoying the moment that you're in rather than thinking about the next moment has been really awesome. So I really loved that, especially in the holidays. That was great.
Yeah, that's great. A couple of the students in my Year 12 CD class have said that just being able to have time to think and plan and reflect has been a real blessing.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Now, hopefully this week as well, I won't have to do a reverse park, because every week.
I feel like you've picked up a lot of people who've been in these inner city areas with
Yes.
parking.
I've done 2 from 2,
You've done very well.
but I'm not super confident with my
I was
third.
one of those lucky people who never had to do the reverse parallel park as part of their test
part
to
of
get
your
their
test?
license. Yeah, I just had
Okay.
to do the curbside pull-up.
It took me many attempts to get my license. I just want to put it out there.
That's all right. It's okay.
But that's also a shout out for the Year 12s who are going for your Ps. If at first you don't succeed, try again.
That's right. Keep trying.
It took me a very long time to get my Ps, but I'm now a reverse park
You're now a
expert.
pro.
Yeah,
That's
so
right.
don't give up. Let's grab a coffee and then we'll keep driving. Excellent. We've got our
Awesome.
coffees.
Energy juice.
Yep. That's good. Let's get going. Now, it's interesting because I think, as we were talking before, there's a lot of blessings with isolation. Solitude, chance for reflection, just some downtime,
Yeah.
which I think are huge blessings. But it can also be a bit of a stress.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
How what's your experience in general of sort of worry and anxiety? Because that's happened a fair bit over the last couple of months as well.
Yeah, I have always struggled with periods of feeling quite burdened by my anxieties. I like control, and I like being able to determine my own fate in things, which just isn't the reality of life. And so when things feel out of my control, I get really worried about that. And for me, I've always had particular anxieties around my family and my family's health. And so although I love traveling, every time I travel, I'm really worried about my family back home.
And so you actually, as you're traveling, you do, your mind drifts back to
my
family,
mind
and
naturally goes back to my family and their health and their wellness. And it's always kind of on the back of my mind. And so this period, particularly at first when there was a lot of uncertainty, that was really challenging for me, because it is something that I've always worried about. And so I just felt really quite helpless.
Yeah, and that's worth sharing, because I think there's quite a few of us have had different forms of worry. And as I said, you've had a lot regarding your family. People can have it, but it's really that sense of control, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
When we realise we actually can't control all things.
And I think it's those big and small things. about all these really big things that genuinely are out of our control, out of our hands.
And a lot of that involves, by the sounds of it, just community, people, being connected.
Yeah, definitely.
Conversations.
So, just conversations. I've really loved being able to, we taught my grandparents how to use Zoom, and they are, my grandfather turns 90 this year, so they're very elderly, and have no idea how to use it, so it's very endearing, but it is really nice to be able to just see them.
Yes.
So things like that have been really wonderful. You know, my church has been online, so that's been great. So all those things have been really helpful.
Yeah, and church is kind of one of those great blessings that whilst people haven't been meeting together for church, every church I know is still having kind of weekly get-togethers in the evening online, and it's not the same, but it's also just a huge blessing to have a little tribe that you can hang out with and say hi, share the experience.
Yeah, it's great.
Which is great. And fave Bible verse, that's a classic question for the car. We've had some great Bible verses over the last few weeks.
I really loved all of the verses that everyone shared. I've kind of gone and looked it up afterwards, and it's been really cool and also insightful into different people and what makes them tick as well.
Yeah. So for you, what's a favourite passage? What's a favourite part of the Bible?
I think particularly through this period of feeling, like things out of my control, I've been thinking a lot about the Psalm 23, which was written by King David, and it is such an awesome psalm. He wrote that psalm when he was fleeing from persecution, so he was running away from his enemies who were trying to kill him, and so he writes this beautiful psalm where he reflects on how even in that time God is with him. And I think my favourite verse from that psalm says, "Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me." And I just love that, this image of God being our shepherd and protecting us with his rod and his staff. And even though we're walking through this dark place full of uncertainty and feeling quite burdened by that, he guides us through and he leads us and he's with us. And I just love that image.
Wow. Yep. That's Psalm 23.
Yep, right? Psalm 23.
So at the end of chapel today, you should open up your Bibles, have a read of Psalm 23. It's Gardner's favourite chapter of the Bible. And if you don't have a Bible, just go bible.gateway.com, type in Psalm 23, you can have a read. And really, that psalm has really come to the fore in the last couple of months, isn't it?
Yeah.
As we've walked through a lot of uncertainty, the sense that there is a God who loves us like a shepherd loves their sheep. It's a cool image.
Such a cool image.
That's brilliant. Now, I'm actually kind of lost right now.
I actually don't know where we are either. Let's turn right up the top and we'll see if we can make our way back.
Let's turn right up the top. So it's very interesting because right now we're in the car and I've just taken a bit of a left turn. What I do need a shepherd right now to lead me through this valley, but I think we're just coming up.
And it was a literal valley. We were kind of in
a valley. All of 7 to 12 are watching this.
Yes.
Week 3 of term. Year 12, they're back one each day, and each year group has one day back a week. So most of us are still isolated. Mm-hmm. Do you have any final encouragements or tips or words for everyone who's still working at home for most of their week?
Sure. I think really helpful things things I found really helpful are making sure that I'm getting out for a walk every day, to get outside and breathe some fresh air. So that has been awesome. So I definitely encourage you to make sure you're still getting out, still exercising in some capacity.
Yeah.
And also making sure you're still connecting. Even if you feel like you're doing pretty well, your friends might not feel that way. So send them a message, see if they're happy to have a call over Teams or something, play some games together. Even if you're just doing your homework together, that I think is a really nice way to see that everyone else is doing okay as well.
Yeah, that's a great piece of advice. Do homework together.
Yeah.
Just find a friend, let them know you'll give them a call.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a great
Got
tip.
to get done anyway, right? Might as well do it in company.
Exactly. And I think we probably still have another week or two or more before we all get to come back to school. So we still need to keep up our good habits when we're in isolation. So we've actually reached our destination. We've finished our drive. Thanks for coming for a drive.
Pleasure.
It's been really great to reflect upon some of the blessings of isolation, as well as just, that topic of worry and concern, and listening and hearing Psalm 23, one of the greatest chapters of the Bible. So thank you.
Thanks for having me. It's nice to get out of the house and share it with you.
Just as I pull in, I do have a confession, which is I had a gift. Everyone gets a gift who comes in the car.
Okay.
And I put a lot of thought into this because I know you like travel and I know you like reflecting. So I went and bought a journal,
Oh my gosh.
which is made by one of my favorite Japanese stationery companies. And you know what? I left it at home. So what's going to happen is the first time we have middle school chapel, I'm going to give you the gift for joining us in the car. So middle school, look out, our first chapel, Miss Gardner will be getting her gift for the car.
Awesome.
But thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Excellent.
you later.
Have a good week.